Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Dayi. I'm Cuban from Santiago de Cuba, and I'm currently living in Mexico because I'm attending to a doctoral program here. I have been a LGBTIQ plus community activist since 2001, and I have to say that it's an honor to be sharing with you all this space which acknowledges the Federation of Cuban Women's 60th anniversary and the 20 years of work of U.S. Women and Cuba collaboration. In the first place, I'd like to thank Cindy Domingo and all the U.S. women who has expressed their solidarity with Cuban women and has built strong bonds which turned all of us into an unbreakable sisterhood. My presentation is related to my personal experience as an activist during the past 20 years and is told from my participation as a member of Las Isabelas, a social network linked to the work in favor of the lesbian and bisexual women's rights. A little history. During the 90s, there was already existing the HSH, which stands for Men Who Have Sex with Men. The origin of this network was to support and work together with the gay community, mainly addressing AIDS disease, and there was a very remarkable work in terms of education and prevention, not only of AIDS, but also to sexual transmission diseases as well. So it could be said that it's like the first group addressing sexual diversity in Cuba. Specifically, Las Isabelas' idea began as an informal talk among friends about how to gather together for the recognition of lesbian and bisexual women's rights. There was a request made to the CENESEX, the Cuban Health Institute Center, in charge of Mariela Castro Espin. Isel Calzadilla and other women sent a letter to CENESEX about the idea of conforming a social network which gathered together lesbian and bisexual women as to work on the empowerment and to conform a space to address the concerns and problematics faced by these women. Soon after, two psychologists from CENESEX traveled to Santiago de Cuba to meet this group of women and to hear about what the concerns and interests were. The specialists felt very motivated to support the idea of conforming this social network together with CENESEX as to work in the social issues which affected lesbian and bisexual women. After Las Isabelas Foundation in 2001, the idea of having a social network addressing lesbians and bisexual women's social rights was of great interest for other women around the country, and almost in all the Cuban provinces and municipalities nowadays, there are social networks whose work addresses women's rights and concerns. I want to highlight that all these groups are supported by CENESEX. These lesbian and bisexual women groups has strongly worked against homophobia along the last 20 years. Some of the main activities developed are the participation in national and local workshops to empower women in terms of civil, sexual, and reproductive rights. The network has stretched its working objectives with the support of some other social networks who has been created by professionals like lawyers, psychologists, physicians, in order to work together in guiding and supporting lesbian and bisexual women. We have been participating in different social activities for greater visibility of the network. We have addressed topics like the women's interest in reproduction, in legal union recognition, in topics like imprisoned gay people, same rights, particularly for the right of lesbian and bisexual women to have these intimate spaces with their couples as heterosexuals have. Also, we have awarded specific women personal experiences concerning work harassment as a form of discrimination. And Las Isabellas and other women groups are not only a space for training and empowering in social rights or other educative communities activities, but it's also a space to give voice to lesbian and bisexual women concerns and experiences. On the other hand, there is a strong interest in working on the prevention of health issues which affect mainly women. So there are strong links with doctors and medical institutions for the education in emphasizing, for example, on the need of a regular gynecological examination as to prevent diseases like the intrauterine cancer. Some women have been resistant because of the taboos and also because of some homophobia that is still embedded in people's mind. So raising awareness about the importance of these health prevention practices has been one of the objectives of the networks. Along these years, the LGBTIQ+ community has worked against the harassment in working places and for the legal recognition of reproduction rights and civil union. Important institutions like the Cuban Women Federation have strongly supported the work of Las Isabellas by working together in the care of unemployed women by creating these training spaces in manufactured jobs as to give women jobs opportunities. Also, the Federation has been committed to the activities of the network by opening the doors of Vilma Espin Center as to develop activities like meetings with U.S. women collaboration groups and the recent shooting of Cuba documentary directed by my dearest friend Kim Ano. Las Isabellas and other social networks around Cuba has counted with the support of U.S. women collaboration, and I'd like to publicly acknowledge the great support of the collaboration group in humanitarian actions as it was with the time of the Hurricane Sandy, which devastated the city of Santiago de Cuba in 2012, and some of the members of Las Isabellas were seriously affected by this hurricane. Thank you, Cindy Domingo. Thank you, Luna Vasquez, and all the amazing U.S. women who were there for us in such a difficult situation. The latest concern of the LGBTIQ+ Cuban community is related to the recognition of legal union. The results of the popular debates on the amendment which addressed this right was very controversial, and there was a strong resistance of the fundamentalist churches and also by the homophobic people. The LGBTIQ+ community openly expressed the need to count with a law which acknowledges same-sex legal union. Since 2019, the competing demands of the LGBTIQ+ community has been on the agendas of working places and communities discussions as part of the popular debates on Amendment 68, which addressed the right of marriage to all people. Personal experiences and life histories have been told in social networks as examples of discriminations faced by gay people and how it has affected their lives, since there is not a legal support for social issues like the recognition of homosexuals' legal union. Cuba will decide on the legalization of equal marriage during the update of the new family code set for this year within the legislative schedule. There is still a strong movement in favor of the approval of the necessary change in the family code. In general, the history of the Cuban LGBTIQ+ movement has been significant all around these years. After the triumph of the Cuban Revolution, the community has faced traces of discrimination due to issues like the patriarchal society and also due to the absence of specific amendments addressing the LGBTIQ+ community rights. There has been steps forward in the visibility of the LGBTIQ+ community and in the working against remnants of homophobia, but there's still a lot to work as to have an inclusive society which acknowledges same rights for all the people. Thank you very much for this opportunity, and it has been a tremendous pleasure to share this space with you.